All morning, you're watching Fox 61 Morning News.
Right now at 6, an elementary school in Oxford finally set to reopen after multiple issues inside the building. All the details coming up for you in less than 5 minutes.
But first, we want to say good Wednesday morning. We're officially 30 days from spring, so get ready for that. We're glad you're with us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Bureau.
And America area. So thanks for you for starting off your morning with us. And Rachel was telling us just a few minutes ago that we're going to get our first 5:30 sunset this week.
I believe it's this week. I'll have to check, but I believe it's this week, or if not, it is just around the corner, maybe even early next week. So either way, it's going to be a decent, or at least it's nicer to get those later sunsets, that's for sure. Unfortunately, though, today is coming with rain as it moves in later on, and we do have some dense fog out there now, leading to some freezing fog in spots, which acts as a thin layer on untreated surfaces for some slick spots there. So watch those first steps out the door, and especially those roads that are untreated this morning. We are down to about a quarter-mile visibility in Chester, as well as a half a mile in New Haven now. A couple of areas starting to see some lighter precipitation move through. All of this is relatively light, but with temperatures that are below freezing, it does look like that may be a concern for us moving forward. So here's 9 o'clock where we have some lighter showers starting to move through the state, and then eventually by the midday period we have some steadier rain coming down. I think the heaviest rain is coming down towards and after that evening commute, and then eventually we see a switch over to snow for our higher elevation. So this finishes off as a few wet snowflakes, which could also lead to some minor accumulation in our higher elevations, up to about 2 inches of snow for northern areas really close to the border, if not a scattered coating for the rest of the state, if not just finishing off as a little bit of rain. Temperatures anywhere from 29 degrees in Windsor Locks now to 30 in Chester. So all of us are below that freezing point, which is why that concern moves that we have out there for that freezing fog now. Foggy conditions for the ride to school, rain for the ride home, recess inside. Temperatures up around 40 this afternoon. We'll talk about where we go from here, as we still have several systems we're watching coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02, it's just foggy across the state, and again watching that freezing fog, but we don't have any incidents to alert you to at this hour, so things are overall light on the roadways in terms of our volume. We'll take a live look outside over in Plainville this morning, as well as Rocky Hill, New London, and Brantford. We are looking at some light volume, so on 95 as well as over in 95 in New London, 91 in Rocky Hill, light volume there as well. Bridget and Erica.
All right, Rachel, thanks. 6:03 now. And Quaker Farm School in Oxford is finally expected to reopen today. It had to shut down for about a week due to a malfunction causing the heat to shut off, and it led to pipes freezing and bursting throughout the building.
And as a result of all those lost days, the last day of school is going to change significantly. We're checking in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's live out there in Oxford once again. What are school officials saying about the HVAC issues? And oh my goodness, what a frustrating week for school officials and parents, students as well.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. There's going to be a new construction project getting accelerated here at Quaker Farm School in terms of a new HVAC system. But as for parents, students, and faculty here, they have been waiting a week now to get back into school because of these heating issues. And finally, they're going to get to do that today. But a week of frustration, really, for all of those involved. I assume having to find places to put the kids while they're at work, and also trying to find ways to manage this entire situation. Now, when we first brought you this story last week, outside of the school, there was a generator, and we also saw multiple heating apparatuses that were placed inside the school, as well as tons of HVAC crews that were piling onto the scene. Now, Quaker Farms was set to get a new HVAC system by December of 2026. Now, parents we spoke with last week say they've been frustrated with the progress on the project. They say it's been necessary for years now at the school. Oxford Public Schools spelled out their plans for fixing the HVAC system, saying they don't plan on fixing the existing problems, and the old hot water heater, the damage that it took from this freezing was too extensive. Now, instead, they're working with vendors to accelerate the installation of the new electrical HVAC system, and the old system will be removed in the summer. So crews are going to be getting started on that this week, it seems. We're told that there is a new pickup location for parents for their students. That's going to be located in the cafeteria. Now, back to those school days that you mentioned earlier, the new end date right now for Oxford Public Schools, for the rest of them, not Quaker Farms is June 11th. For Quaker Farms, because they have to make up 2 snow days as well as the 6 days they missed because of this HVAC malfunction, their new end date is now going to be June 19th. So a week more of school for kids and the parents and teachers that go here, and definitely a lot of frustration if they had any plans for the immediate end of school year. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates from here and give you the latest information as it comes out. But for right now, live in Oxford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks. Well, from one weather-related issue to another, we head to Waterbury now. It took 8 hours for crews there to finish repairs to a water main break on State Street. It happened late last night in the area of State and Grand Streets. The city says that businesses in the area should have full water service once again. It also says that water pressure has returned back to normal. Police in Hartford are looking for who shot a man on Enfield Street yesterday afternoon. The victim was dropped off at St. Francis Hospital a little after 4 p.m. Police say he was alert and conscious. If you have any information that can help with the investigation, please contact Hartford Police.
A fire forced 7 people out of their Hartford home yesterday morning. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Firefighters were called to a multifamily home on New Britain Avenue just after 9 in the morning. And when officials got there, they say there was an active fire on the 3rd floor. Crews say they put the flames out quickly, and the city's fire marshal is investigating.
A Western Massachusetts fire damaged part of the Holyoke Mall late last night. When crews got there, they saw heavy fire coming from the ductwork on the roof close to the area of the Target store. Heavy smoke spread throughout the mall. The fire was difficult to extinguish as it was extending through the ductwork from the food court to the basement and then to the roof. The fire was brought under control at about 2 o'clock this morning. There are no injuries, and the cause was determined to be accidental. It was caused by workers cutting the ductwork to clean and upgrade it. Right now, we don't know if the mall is going to open on time this morning or at all. A man charged in the fatal stabbing of a 21-year-old woman in East Haven faces a judge this morning. 21-year-old Tyreek Black faces multiple charges, including murder, after the stabbing of Destiny Rumley on December 30th. Police responded to 911 calls of a man attacking a woman in a hallway. Police say that Black briefly barricaded himself inside the apartment before being taken into custody after a struggle. And there was a 3-year-old child inside the apartment when all of this happened. Black's public defender stated that Black has a history of mental health issues. Well, frustration and concern really growing from renters at the concierge apartments in Rocky Hill. They fear that they've been exposed to asbestos, mold, and also poor air quality. Hundreds of residents remain in hotels after building failures, including burst pipes, no heat, and fire system issues. The Connecticut Department of Public Health is now overseeing asbestos removal.
You know, the dirty HVAC system, he happens to be an HVAC, so he's well aware of that too. And you know, the mold, the asbestos, the mildew, all those things. And on top of that, there's people I know that live there with the dirty water that hasn't been tested yet.
Mayor Alan Smith says one more building may be open for re-entry today, which would bring the total to 3. Council members want concierge and JRK executives to appear at the next council meeting to give an in-person update to tenants and the board.
The Connecticut Lottery headquarters in Wallingford is expected to reopen today. A letter that contained an unknown powder-like substance forced the building to close yesterday. Authorities tell us there were no hazardous materials and nobody was hurt. No word yet on what that substance was or where it was sent from.
The city of Meriden had to shut down its internet service yesterday after what officials described as an attempted service interruption. City leaders say the move was taken to protect the system while IT staff conduct a full review to try and determine what happened. Officials say emergency services were not affected, but some non-essential services may be limited because of the outage last night. City council meeting that was postponed. Well, meantime, we have learned that the person police say was responsible for the shooting at an ice hockey rink in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, targeted their family members. Police say the suspect, identified as 56-year-old Robert Dorgan, also went by the name Roberto Esposito, shot and killed their ex-wife Rhonda Dorgan and their adult son Aiden. 3 other people were also hurt, and they included Rhonda's parents and a family friend. Police have described the incident as a family dispute. The governor of Rhode Island says the state is standing in support of the people impacted by the shooting.
Many members of our community are struggling right now, and I want them to know that our state is here to support each and every one of them.
Officers say several people nearby sprang into action to stop the shooter. Police say there was no indication there was going to be violence at the hockey game or any indication of an altercation with the family prior to the shooting. While investigators conduct several search warrants and continue to question family members to get a clear picture of what happened, police say they're still looking for a motive. And investigators are also asking people to please come forward if you have video or any information that they think they could help police, and also don't rely on social media posts.